And welcome back, everybody, to Empyrion Galactic Survival. Alpha 9.3.0, build 2210. I'm an Oldguy Gaming, and it has been about 2 weeks or so, a little more than that, actually, since I brought you guys the last episode. If you didn't already know this, I have been gone on a business trip for the last 2 weeks, out of town without the ability to stream or do YouTube or anything like that. I came home a couple days ago. But unfortunately, I have to leave again this Friday, which is today's Wednesday. So basically Friday morning, and I have to go back to California for about 11 more days on a different business trip. And so while I'm gone on that trip, of course, I once again will not be able to do any Empyrion videos. Since I've been back, I've just been super busy with some other things, and the bottom line, guys, is that I'm not going to be able to provide you with Empyrion videos for the entire time that I'm gone. And in fact, this will possibly be the only episode I'll be able to do before I have to leave. I might be able to get 2 or 3, and we'll just have to see how things go. So I wanted to give you all the heads up on that. When I get back, however, then we will resume at that point and continue on. But I just wanted to let you know that it's just, it's real life stuff. Can't do anything about it. It is what it is. Okay, so we got that out of the way. Let's see, there's been 1 or 2 or maybe even 3, I don't even know, I've kind of lost track, to be honest with you, updates to Empyrion since I last played. So we are definitely in a new build here. I am still on the server, and when I logged in a few moments ago, it looks like for the most part everything is still okay from that update, but I quite literally just have not had time to read up on the changes, so I don't even know what they are, to be honest with you. But that probably, hopefully, won't affect what we're going to do in this episode and the next several episodes, as a matter of fact, because the plan is that we're going to go ahead and spawn in our capital vessel now, and we're going to keep working on that capital vessel. This is a build that I started in Alpha 7, continued on through Alpha 8, and basically finished the structure and the engines and all of that in Alpha 8, and had just gotten started with the painting of it before Alpha 9 came out and we had to start all over again. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to admin spawn the ship in at the last point that I left it, and I might even, just to save time and whatnot, I might even spawn in a few of the components that I had already gathered up and made in survival mode in the last season, but never had time to actually put them in place. And it's just a matter, it's a situation of playing in survival mode versus real life and time in real life, and the fact that because I have done this build across 2, Alpha 7, Alpha 8, well, I guess 3 Alpha, and now Alpha 9, and had to recreate that stuff twice. I'm not going to do it a third time because I've already done it. It's just kind of the nature of these early access games, and my decision on that is to just, for the most part, within reason of course, spawn back in the things that I had before, so that I don't have to take the time and expend the resources to remake them a third time. Okay, so that's pretty much what the plan is for that. I just wanted to let you guys know that up front, and we'll go from there. Okay, so that being said, let's go ahead and position ourselves right out a little ways out from the platform here, and we want to kind of be turned this way because I want the sun to be on the port side of the ship, more or less. So yeah, let's get it right about here, I guess. And we're going to go into the blueprints menu. We're going to find version 171 of my Corvette. These are all the different versions, that I've saved as we started the build. So I started the build here towards the end of Alpha 7, and then, saved different versions of it as it started coming together. Some of this I did on live stream, and some of it I did, as YouTube videos. So that kind of gives you just a little bit of a very quick miniature slideshow, shall we say, of what the ship, looked like as it started coming together here. And if you guys really actually want to see that, you'll have to pause the video, I guess, as we come along. But here you can see that it starts getting into its, starts coming together now on the outside. And I pretty much kept it in version 1.6 all the way up until I was more or less done with the build itself, minus the decoration. I'm not sure what that one is. And then 1.7.1 is where we actually last left it. I think I had actually done a little more painting and forgot to save it, which kind of sucks. But it was just paint, so what wasn't any structural changes or anything like that. Excuse me for a second. I had to blow my nose there. So not a big deal. I mean, I might have lost half an hour or so of painting, but we'll just redo that. So this is the one we're going to bring in. This one here was something I did in creative mode. I might actually spawn that in just to look at a couple things, because I'd started working on the interior of the ship with this version, and I might want to look at a couple things that I did, but that's just kind of like what you might call an experimental version. So this is the actual version that we're going to start with here. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit the spawn button, and let's see. I'm going to back up a little more here. It doesn't want me to clip it into the deck there. So let's just put it right about here, I'm guessing. And we're going to hit the O key, make sure we're perfectly level. And then, boom, there she is. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to my Oldguy Corvette build. There she is. So we'll just kind of do like a little quick flyby, so you guys can kind of get the basic idea of the ship itself. I'm calling it a Corvette class ship. It's not super large. It's probably on the small to mid-sized range as capital ships go. But she's going to be a great ship. I've taken her out for a few test flights and stuff in Alpha 8. And pretty pleased so far with how she's come together. So she's got 3 decks, and the top deck here is for small vessels. And so small vessels, including the J-Jet itself, can dock here on the back of the deck, or we can. We also have an internal bay here too. Now all the stuff that you guys see in here, this is temporary. I just put this stuff in here so that I could test the ship. Have some engines, some fuel, that sort of thing, to to test fly the ship, to get the engines right and so forth. But all of this stuff is actually coming out of here in the build, because I haven't really built out the interior yet. So the plan's going to be for us to I want to paint the exterior of the ship first. That's the first thing I want to do. Get the exterior painted, and maybe even paint the interior. Just get the base paint, which is blue. And then the next step will be, of course, for us to start building out the interior of the ship. But anyway, this is the upper deck here, and it's for a small vessel. And there's a walkway that comes out this way that you can then come out onto the top of the ship here. These are all retractable turrets, and let's see if we can actually get those to pop out here. There we go. So I've got a variety of different types of turrets installed on the ship itself. And in the very front here, we have we've got a multi-tool turret that pops out of the front there. And I'll probably just attach mining lasers to the front of the ship when I want to use it to mine, and then just take them back off when I'm done. Because it's not really considered a mining ship per se. It's kind of intended to be like an all-purpose type of ship. But anyway, you can see where I have all of the the different guns and stuff on the ship right now. And let's see if we go back in through here now. I might actually put some rails out here too. I don't know. I haven't decided for sure yet what's going to happen with that. But anyway, remember, this stuff, all this machinery that you see in here will be cleared out. And then you can get down to the next deck from up here via this direction here. Now this is a large mid-deck, and its purpose is going to be for my Cylon Raider. So in Alpha 7 I built a huge Cylon Raider. And it's very, very large for a small vessel, and it takes that entire bay for the Raider to actually fit in there. And so I actually, as a matter of fact, designed a large part of the ship around the Raider itself, you know, knowing that it was so large itself. So this is the mid deck where the Raider will live. I might be putting a bulkhead in here of some sort. I'm pretty sure that I will do that. In fact, I'll probably have several compartmentalized areas in the ship, so you know, if one part gets breached, we don't lose pressure in the whole thing, you know, kind of idea. And so then you can come, oh, also back here there's a couple of access points so this is basically inside the wings here, and you can come up and get access to the engines for the purpose of, you know, working on them, you know, kind of like an engineering section. That, you know, that's all just for fun, for role playing. It's not something that we actually need to do in the game, but it's kind of neat. And we'll probably do some deco in here and do some fun stuff with that too when the time comes. All right, so if we come out here now, this is the back part of the deck for the Raider to land, and then the lower deck is going to be used for hovercraft. It's going to be used for hovercraft, and it's also going to be basically our crafting area. So we're going to set up constructors and all the stuff that we need for building and constructing and processing ore and so forth in this lower bay here, and have parking spots for hovercraft. So this elevator here goes back up to the mid deck where we just were, and then this is a forward-facing door with a ramp for hovercraft to go in from the forward end of the ship. So yeah, this will be the crafting area here. The idea being, of course, the hovercraft comes in with its load of ore, and then we can just offload, you know, right to the processors and so forth. Now remember, I started this build in Alpha 7, and there wasn't any wireless devices at that point. So I know things have changed in the game, but you know, that's just the way that the ship is designed, and I'm certainly not going to change that now. And it kind of makes sense from a realistic standpoint too. Again, if you kind of think of it more in a role play sense, it just makes sense for the processors to be in the same area that the hovercraft are bringing the ore in. Okay, so that's pretty much the back side of the ship. Let's take a look at the underneath here. This is all, you know, mostly just decoration that I did using various different blocks and so forth. You know, to make the underneath side of the ship look cool. We'll do some painting here, and you know, maybe some retexturing on some of this to make it look a little cooler. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the bottom side of the ship there. And then these are the wings that we were just inside of, where we went inside earlier, where of course all the engines reside, and we have, you know, like a big old artillery gun there. And basically the ship is maxed out. It has the maximum number of guns that's allowed on normal settings and on our server, consequently. Alright, so the upper section now is basically the living quarters, and of course the bridge and so forth of the ship. And then in the lower part, the plan will be for me to plant like a little hydroponics bay for food. So let's take a look at that next. We'll hop in the elevator here. So this is, again, like I said, very unfinished at this point. The way it looks right now is going to change dramatically. But this is the bridge here. We did use the ship a little bit towards the very end of Alpha 8 on multiplayer. That's why I have all these extra seats in here. I took everybody for a spin around the galaxy, so to speak. But again, all this equipment that you currently see in here is going to be taken up, removed, and placed in a more permanent location. This used to be an actual access outside until I changed it, you know, with the thruster and so forth. So I don't know. I might actually just patch that up completely and not even have it there. I'm not really sure yet. The thing about having an access out here, though, is handy because of the fact that, you know, otherwise there's no way to get into the ship from the front. You have to go all the way to the back and come all the way up here to the bridge. So from a practical standpoint, if I can work it out and, you know, make it look cool, I'll still have an access from the top here, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that now. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, yeah, this is the bridge, so we'll fix this up. We'll put a bunch of cool machinery equipment in here and paint it up and use textures and make it look like an actual real cool bridge. Now I'm also going to cordon off the bridge too. We'll probably use, you know, this new type of heavy duty glass, because of course, you know, we have this relatively weak glass here, and if that gets breached, then we don't want the entire ship, you know, to lose pressure. So that's the general idea there. This deck here is going to go all the way back, and I'm not sure if I'm going to, I think I am going to keep it on this level. I'm not 100% positive about that, but I think I will. I don't know. We might actually raise it up to this level here and just have like a one story, if you will, level at the top. But the idea is, you know, we're going to have a floor that's going to basically go all the way back, and then we're going to have crew cabins, probably along one side. So it'll probably be like one cabin per window maybe, so they'll be relatively small. I haven't fully decided that yet either. And then the other side will probably make like into a larger, you know, like a commons type of area, a living area where the crew can come and relax when they're on their break, and you know, like a cafeteria for food, that sort of thing. And those will be a little bit larger rooms on this side looking out these portholes. So this side will be crew cabins, this side will be portholes, and basically this whole upper level is the living area of the ship. Now, as we get down further into the belly of the ship, my plan is to have this whole front section here be the hydroponics bay. Okay, so we'll put in some crop plots down here, and this is where we'll actually grow our food. Now, we are going to have to be cognizant of the thrusters here, you know, in terms of heat and that sort of thing. So I might end up, you know, sealing those off to kind of help with that situation. But it'll probably be a relatively small hydroponics bay with, you know, all the crop plots laying down in this little belly section right here. And then as we come back this way, this middle section here is gonna be basically the engineering section where we're gonna have all of our equipment. You can see I already have a warp drive and some stuff in there. I might end up rearranging some of that too. That's not necessarily gonna stay where it is right now, just depending upon, you know, how the design of the ship comes together. But anyway, I'm looking forward to working on the interior of the ship. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm sure it'll take me several episodes, and maybe even a couple of live streams. We'll just have to see how things go, you know, to get it finished. But our main goal right now, though, is just to finish the painting of the exterior of the hull. And again, I'm a little frustrated with myself, I suppose, for not saving that later version, because now I gotta have to do a bunch of this all over again. But you know what, it is what it is. So let's see, where are we at? We got our color tool right here. And let's eat some food too. You guys who have been, you know, watching all along know that I was having problems in earlier episodes with, you know, food spoilage, and so I did ask our server admins to look at that, and they did make some changes, and that's supposed to have been fixed or at least improved upon. Must not have had anything in there in the first place, but hopefully we won't continue having that problem, you know, moving forward. Got a bunch of copper in there. nice. Yeah, I think we mined that in the last episode. Remember, it's been about 2 weeks for me since I played this last, so trying to remember where we left off with everything. But anyway, I think we're ready to start working on doing a little bit of painting here now on the Corvette. So we're going to basically just use the base color here. I did a little bit of trim work, you know, on this section, but I'm not really too worried about that right now. Mostly what I want to do, again, like I said, is just kind of get the base paint down on the exterior and get that finished up, and then we can, you know, start messing around with a little bit of the trim. So this little section here, use black paint, and I probably will continue that, you know, all the way down as a little trim there. And then of course we use the lighter blue on the top and on the bottom, and again at some point I'll probably continue that as well on the back part of the fuselage here. And we'll see. You know, I'm making this up as I go. I don't have a very specific idea in mind of exactly how it's going to look as far as the painting goes. So we're going to just kind of start with, you know, what I've started with, and then after that, you know, we'll, if we feel like changing things up, or if we're inspired, you know, by doing something a little bit different, then we will do that. Oh, I do want to mention too, you guys, if you have not followed me in Alpha 7 and Alpha 8, and you would like to see the actual build of the ship, there are several episodes, and you know, you got to like building, because it's a lot of building. That's what it is. But I have a playlist on my YouTube channel of Empyrion builds, and so I believe for the most part, whether it was a stream or an actual YouTube episode, I have all of those builds of just about everything I've done really in the last year and a half or so on that playlist. So if you guys are interested and you want to watch how I actually built this, that footage is available for you to watch on that playlist. It's called Empyrion Builds. Okay, but anyway, let's go ahead and get started here. Now let's see, how much time do we have left? Got about 8 minutes left. Okay, so you know what? I think we don't have a whole lot of time left, so I think I'll just keep you with me until the timer goes off, and then most likely what I'll do is I'll just keep working on the painting off camera to finish the exterior. Okay, so let's go ahead and get rolling here. I'm basically just gonna paint everything, you know, with the base blue for now, and then we'll come back along later and change what we want to change with the trim pieces that we put in. So let's go along the top here and get this top part done. I'm excited about the ship, though. You know, when it's finally done, I'm planning on using it for quite some time, you know, and doing exploring it and just having a good time with it. It's gonna be fun. This is my first, too, just so you guys know, this is my first real, or my first serious capital ship build. I've definitely, like most of you, built the flying box in space kind of thing, and I've messed around a little bit with the barge idea. But this is my first actual real capital ship build, so it's taken me quite some time, you know, to do it. But of course, I'm a pretty busy guy, so I don't have time to work on it a lot. Just work on it here and there, so that's why it's taken so long. But I'm pretty happy with, you know, how it looks, how it's coming together, and just really excited to finish it and take it out and start using it. It's gonna be cool. And I hope you guys think it looks cool too. So, well, we're pretty much just, the whole damn thing's gonna go blue for now, and then we'll change things up on the trim as needed. So we'll kind of just come along here and just keep sweeping around until we get to about here, so I don't cut into what we've already done there. My Cylon Raider build, which is the next most intricate and involved build that I've done after this, it kind of has a red and black theme to it. So, and then of course the J-Jet's a green theme. We built the Oldguy RV in season 8, and that's kind of more of an orange and black type of idea, yellow and black. And so this one's going to be blue. Blue will be the central color here of our capital ship, which suits me just fine, because those of you who know me know that blue is my favorite color. So it's kind of cool that I've saved it for my biggest and best build so far. I'm not being real systematic about this, so I'm just kind of randomly going along and painting whatever, but that's okay. I'll have to, you know, go along and make sure that I didn't miss any spots when the time comes. And I do have it on whole block at this point because I think for now, and I might change this later, but I think for now I actually do want the interior also to be this blue. I might change that though, because you know it does kind of make things a little darker looking. So yeah, we might actually do something a little different there. We'll have to see. Looks like I have some texturing work that I need to do on the inside of that bay as well. But we'll worry about that later, because you know my focus right now is just the exterior hull. I'm not really worried too much about what's going to happen on the inside until we get that far, until we get to that point. One thing I do want to look at though is let's take those back down. Did I texture these? Yeah, it looks like I did. To match the rest of the ship. Yeah, I did do that. Okay. I couldn't remember if I knew I did it. I just didn't know if I did it on the version that I didn't save or not. But it looks like that I have, so we should be good there. And of course, when I get this completely done, I will put it up on the workshop for any of you who would like to download it and make it your own. Took me quite some time to figure out the best engine balance of engines and all that sort of thing. Hey, we're missing some grates there. We're gonna have to fix that. That's weird. I wonder how that happened. Okay, so let's make sure that we have everything done on the underneath side of this wing here. And I like to do these big builds in space too, just so much easier to move around. The downside to it is the lighting can be a little more difficult, because it's a little darker. But you can't beat it, for maneuverability. And yeah, you can use your drone on planet, but then you have to deal with range, and you got the HUD of the drone in your way all the time too. So this is the way to do it, for sure, in my opinion. Anyway. Okay, I think we got this side completely done, as far as I can tell. Let's actually go make those grates, and we'll top off our oxy while we're at it. One of you guys asked me in the comments why I don't use the gravity, and sometimes I do, of course. If I'm going to stay in here for a while and do stuff, I'll turn it on, but if I'm just kind of in and out, you can move a lot faster without the gravity on, so that's why I do that. What did I come in here to do? Oh, okay, we want to make a couple of those grates. And just make sure we're on capital vessels so we do the right thing. Shutter windows. So I think we just need 2 of those. Okay, so let's let those cook up. Takes just a little bit longer than what I want to wait for. I'll have to, paint the rest of those engines on the inside. All right, let's hit this back here. I'm gonna hold off on painting the like I said, the interior, because I'm not quite sure yet if I want to use this actual color in there. Just because, again, it'll get really dark potentially. Okay, before we go to the starboard side, let's just hit everything underneath here. Oh, there goes the timer. Alright, so we'll stop the timer there. This I definitely will be changing things up, you know, with the colors. Not exactly sure what yet, but we'll be doing something different with it. That's my intention anyway. There's a spot right there. Okay, so I think that covers the underneath section as well. Let's just hit this area too. Yeah, it looks like I cut a little bit into that part, but that's okay. We'll top that off later. Oh, before we go, let me show you, just quickly put a little bit of fuel in here. Do I have fuel? No, I don't have any fuel in my inventory. I just wanted to kind of show you what it looks like, you know, lit up, because I do have some lights here. It's pretty cool looking. So let's go grab those 2 grates, and I'll just grab a couple of fusion cells just to power it up for a couple of moments so you can see it with the lights on. And I'm not finished putting the lights on either. I've got a lot more lighting to do, but I messed with it a little bit on I think the last stream that I used, or that I did for this particular build. Let's see, we are here to get the shutters, which should be in here. And I also want some fuel, which I probably, if I made any at all, it would be in here. Nope, nothing in there. Here we go. So let's just grab about a quarter of those. Not even that many. Let's just do 4, because I just want to turn it on long enough to show you guys the lighting so far. So we'll come over here. And looks like the lights are on. There we go. Let's turn our light off. So it looks pretty cool, I think. It's got that almost black light look to it when you see it in the dark with the way that I've set those lights up. Along with the thrusters, it looks pretty damn cool, I think. So we'll continue, you know, the lighting theme and intensity and range and all that, you know, all along back through in here too. So the whole thing will just kind of glow with that black light type of look to it. And then I think it really fits well with this pinkish, purplish pinkish trim on the, you know, on the thrusters there too. That looks really good, I think, with that. And I'll have to run some lights along the top and all that. So we got a lot of light work to do too on the exterior of the ship. But anyway, we are out of time, guys. So we're going to go ahead and end the episode here, and I'm just going to finish painting this sucker up here. And remember to save it this time. But like I said, I will be gone for another 11, 12 days. I think it's 11 days in total. On another trip. And while I'm gone, I won't be able to make any more videos for you guys. And I just did not have time, you know, in this short few days that I've been back from my first trip to make anything other than this video here. So I apologize for that. But like I said, it is my intention when I do get back from this next trip, I'll be home for about 2 weeks, and we'll try and get some more Empyrion videos out to you at that point. I haven't, like I said, I haven't really been following the news, so I don't know how far out Elyon is from an actual real release, alpha release. So, you know, maybe by the time I get back and ready to get back in the swing of things, it'll be actually released and stable and all that. Because I know, you know, there's been some challenges with Alpha 9 for sure, with bugs and just, you know, some of the changes they've made. Not everybody likes them. I'm not even sure I approve of every single change they've made in Alpha 9. It's just, you know, it takes a little bit getting used to and so forth. But we'll see how things go on that front. But anyway, yeah, like I said, I'll be back for about 2 weeks. And we'll make some more Empyrion. Then I have to leave again for 1 more week right at the end of February, first part of March, and when I'm back from that trip, then I'll be back to, you know, my normal usual schedule for several months after that before I have to leave again. So anyway, just wanted to let everybody know that. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Come and hang out with us on Discord and come and hang out with me on live stream. I do live stream on Twitch several times a week, and you can find the links to both of those places in the About section of the YouTube channel. If I didn't already say, I think I already said, please hit the like and subscribe button. Oh, by the way, I actually hit 400 subscribers last week. Very happy about that, and I really appreciate all of you guys who watch the channel and who have subbed to the channel. You know, YouTube is a tough place these days for a small, you know, content creator such as myself, and so 400 subscribers is actually quite an accomplishment, you know, for me, and I just really appreciate it. And I just want to thank you guys all, you know, for subbing and for supporting the channel, and keep on doing that, and I will keep on making videos for you guys, and hopefully things will get better and better. All right. We'll see you in about 11-12 days from now. Bye-bye.